It's Mail It In Friday.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.
This is OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Here we go, OverDrive off and running, TSN 1050 on the TSN app, your home smart speaker up on TSN 4. Brian Hayes, Jonas Siegel. Noodles is in transit. He should join us possibly later this hour, maybe next hour. Maybe he won't join us at all. Who knows? Right? That's the beauty of a Friday, Jonas. Anything could happen.
That was a good intro, though.
I actually hit it.
Right track.
We're back. New streak starts today after I absolutely fumbled yesterday.
That they have in like a work, like X number of days since
an
injury, a workplace injury.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'd be one day.
Yeah.
Since I jammed up the intro of the show.
Yeah.
But Noodles on his way to Minnesota, and again, hopefully will join us later. Luke Willson coming up, another tough one for Luke, where not only did the Bucks not cover, they lost outright, and they threw away possibly their season last night. So we'll catch up with Luke. We'll get into a number of things with him. Al's brother will join us. And get into Leafs-Oilers tomorrow night, where you might see your boy Tristan Jarry make his debut for the Edmonton Oilers. What do you think that's going to be like down there tomorrow? Like, how does that – you're going to, I'm presuming, be down there. It's hockey night. And I'm sure, obviously, you're thinking, okay, who's going to start for the Leafs? Because we still don't know.
I think it'll be Hildeby, right?
Sounds like Hildeby. I think Joseph Woll said he's feeling better, but he doesn't expect to play tomorrow night. Right? He doesn't seem like he's in a rush to get back, which is fine. Okay. Hildeby probably goes tomorrow. Hildeby, I thought, played great again last night.
Yeah.
Played really well. Where does the Jarry introduction for the Oilers sit with you in terms of the top priorities as you walk into the rink tomorrow?
I mean, to me, it's not super
because you're focused on the Leafs.
I focus on the Leafs, but as like a league-wide story for a team that could win the Cup, it's fascinating. Like, it's a really interesting bet. Like, do you think they got better? Do you think they're just the same? Do you think it's like we just had to do something, anything?
Yeah, so I think it's a combination of a lot of these things. If you're not aware of this, the Oilers finally made their big goaltending trade, right? Finally made it. We've been talking about it for years. They acquired Tristan Jarry and forward Samuel Poulin from the Penguins in exchange for Stuart Skinner going the other way, Brett Kulak going the other way, and a second-round draft choice in 2029.
A lot.
Which I love that, right? Like, there's a chance that's the 33rd pick overall in 2029. Like, McDavid may be long gone.
Jarry may be long gone.
Jarry likely will be long gone. Draisaitl could be. Who knows what he's doing with his career at that point. Bouchard, who's coaching, who's the GM. Anything's possible 4 or 5 years down the road. I think you start with the fact that Skinner had to be out of Edmonton. He had to go. He couldn't keep playing there. And I know the timing's strange because they're winning and he's playing very well.
They won last night and he was in net.
He's playing very well. His stats the last 4 or 5 games have been very good. As you know, trades take a long time to actually be completed. This probably started 3 or 4 weeks ago, if not longer. Maybe it started in the summer.
Yeah.
And it just kept building and building and building. I think if you look at it from Edmonton's standpoint, they had to change something in net. Now, did they get better? I'm not convinced. Tristan Jarry was literally in the minors last year. He was on waivers. He's had a decent year this year, not great. He's got 2 more years left on his deal at $5.75 million, I believe.
Yeah.
Big ticket.
The same number of years that McDavid has left.
That's what sticks out to me. Everything else, we can talk about whether or not Skinner's going to work in Pitt. I think it's a brilliant trade for the Penguins, and I credit Dubas because he's a mover and a shaker, man. He makes trades. And I don't think he's buying into this start in Pittsburgh. I think he's looking at it for what it is. Good start, great. Not changing my, big picture plan. But this is the goaltending move for the McDavid window. This is it. Like, Jarry's got this year and the next 2, just like Connor. So it's Connor McDavid tied to the hip with Tristan Jarry. He got to a Cup final with Stuart Skinner the last 2 years. Can Jarry get them over the top? Because as you'll notice, and as you have, and I think everyone has, the Oilers are coming alive, and 97's coming alive. Like, that guy put on a clinic last night. He has decided, I'm back, I'm putting my stake in the ground. Enough of this McKinnon's the best player stuff, although Nathan was pretty good last night too. But I think change for the sake of change has to happen. I think Skinner had to go. I just don't know if Jari's going to be good enough. And I don't know if you can trust him for 2.5 years.
I looked up the save percentage for the last 3 years, including this one, 3 seasons. So Jari is at 900, Skinner 899. Now, like save percentage, whatever,
and different teams too. You got to take that into consideration. Pittsburgh's been awful the last 3 years.
But to your point, like, what is your Jari's percentage that he's going to be better?
Like substantially better?
No, let's just say better.
70%.
You're that high.
I don't think Skinner could exist in that world anymore.
Because of like all the noise.
Yes, and how awful he's been this year, how bad it's been. The Chris Knobloch answer a couple of weeks ago where he's like, I don't think so. Remember when he was asked, like, has your team just completely lost faith? I think he had to go. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean Skinner can't or won't work in Pittsburgh. Doesn't mean that Skinner's been a complete disaster. I credit him because I think his attitude has been very positive throughout all this. He's healthy, which I really appreciate. The guy plays every single game. Mm-hmm. Like, he's a throwback. Doesn't get hurt all the time. Exactly. When he doesn't play, it's because his play is so poor, they take him out. But I'm not convinced Jari's any better than Skinner, but he's different than Skinner. And I think it's worth it in Edmonton to have something different. I think what's frustrating if you're an Oiler fan is there's been other deals over the last 3 or 4 years, other goalies that have moved that they chose not to get in on. And this is the play.
Who are you thinking of?
Well, I mean,
I'm trying to think back.
Like obviously, big name goalies have moved. Spencer Knight has moved. There's been guys, but they didn't have a Seth Jones to necessarily trade to get that guy. You know, but
see, I think that's part of the conversation now. Is there someone else you could have gotten now who is better? Like obviously, Binnington is the name. I don't know that he's better.
He's not playing better.
No, he's on a worse.
But that's a vibes acquisition.
So that's part of it to me, and then the other part is the cost. Like, is it worth that? Basically, I mean, it's Kulak and that pick.
Yeah, and the pick is somewhat reckless. I know people sit there and say, it's 2029. Again, they could be terrible, and that could be a really good pick in 2029. But
I guess you're thinking, this is our window now. Mm-hmm. So, like...
And they could have had him for free off waivers last year.
Yeah, but at that point, he was not playing.
He was terrible, and it's very difficult to do because you don't have the money.
Kyle Dubas, I would say, we're not doing the deal unless we get that pick.
Well, I'm surprised Dubas got what he got out of this.
Because of the contract, right?
Yes, he did. They didn't need any money. Like, that's what I think is surprising if you're in Edmonton, is that Pittsburgh did not eat any of the money on the Jari deal going the other way. So he got out from underneath Jari, a player he signed. Like Dubas, one of the first things he did when he got there was sign Jari to that deal. Yeah. Didn't work out last year. Has worked out better this year. But if you're Pittsburgh, you get a flyer on Skinner, see what he's like in a different environment.
Well, and he's expiring.
Worth a shot. He expires. Kulak expires. You might flip Kulak. I don't know what you're going to get, but you could flip him. You could flip Skinner. I doubt it, but maybe. So you get out, you get flexibility and a second rounder in the future, and you didn't need any money. Yeah. Like if I'm Pittsburgh, I think it's a home run. It's a brilliant play. And I credit Dubas because, again, they're in a playoff spot or right around it, and Jari's factored into that. Not going to deviate from his plan.
But so you think you couldn't just keep this go? Like, if the option was don't do this or just keep doing what you're doing?
I think Skinner had to go. And I know it makes it complicated because then you start looking at what it costs to get him out and was it worth it in terms of Jari being the option. I get that completes the chat.
And you're tied to him, right? If he's good, that's great.
Yes.
But it's like 2 more years.
No, listen, he's tied to the Connor McDavid window is now the Connor McDavid Tristan Jari window. That is a huge gamble.
Yeah.
This guy has not been consistent throughout his career.
And not always healthy. Right?
And not always healthy. He knows the market. I believe he played junior in Edmonton. He's a Western Canadian guy. I don't know what that's worth. But he doesn't have playoff success. Now, he's been on a team in Pittsburgh that hasn't had any playoff success for years because they've been terrible. But it's a big gamble. And that's the link. It's Tristan Jari and Connor McDavid for the next 2.5 years. Because I don't see you moving off Jari again. Like, this is it. This is what you got.
I like complacency. I don't like, right? Like when you have a problem, I like when you address it. They did go to 2 straight finals.
I know, but it's been so toxic around him, and he's been so bad.
I know.
He's got pulled multiple times. They've made it in spite of him.
And they're trying
in a lot
to win
of ways.
it, right? They didn't win it.
And you got to make
a weakness.
Yeah. I think the Skinner ship had sailed. Regardless of what the return was going to be or who the alternative was, I do think they made the right decision in Edmonton to move off Skinner. And you put him in a different environment, maybe it works. Like this isn't just anti-dumping on Stuart Skinner, but I think there had to be a different goalie in the net for the Oilers as they get into this stretch of the season and down the stretch and get into bigger games.
This is not a perfect comparison, but remember here, they had the Mrazek signing, which I did not like at the time. Remember that? And they're like, it's going to be good here, blah, blah, blah. And then that didn't work for a lot of reasons. And then I think after was the Matt Murray trade, right? Like, do I have the sequencing right?
Yeah, Mrazek had left before Murray, I believe.
And to me, it was like, this is kind of the same thing, except like all these injury questions. And it was like, well, like he'd been good once upon a time and like different.
I get it.
Know, like,
that's what's frustrating if you're in Edmonton, that you've been waiting for a goalie change and this is your answer, Tristan Jarry. It's not going to let you sleep easy at night.
But
like,
the question is,
it's a big gamble.
If not him, who?
But that's the question. And again, you can probably look over guys who have been flipped, Scott Wedgwood and Mackenzie Blackwood and some other goalies over the last few years, and some guys plucked off waivers.
I mean,
and some guys
Belkovic
drafted.
last night for San Jose, it's like...
Yeah, there was a guy that was available. Now, again, is that going to make you sleep well at night? Probably not. But you got to be realistic. Like, Hellebuck's not available.
No.
You're not getting Sorokin. You're not getting those guys.
We talked about it yesterday. Like, how many teams actually feel good about who they have in net?
Not many.
It's like a handful.
Yeah, not many. It's a revolving door. And I think it's interesting that Edmonton's in town tomorrow. So if he makes his debut, it's on hockey night in Toronto. Then they're in Pittsburgh. Edmonton's in Pittsburgh, I believe, on Tuesday, which will likely see both guys face off against each other, which is kind of a crazy scheduling quirk. But, as for the Leafs...
Wait, can I ask you one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
I want to play another of your games. Role play. You are Connor McDavid. How do you feel today?
I feel like change was necessary. It's nothing personal. Obviously, I don't know his relationship with Stuart Skinner, but change was necessary because the goaltending had been sinking, and it had just been too loud, too toxic, and it's worth a shot. Do I love that it's Tristan Jarry? No. But do I have to be realistic with what we have and what the options are? Sure. And that's what's happened here. And if I'm McDavid, just keep playing the way you're playing now. Like, they're starting to turn things around. He's got 12 points in his last 4 games. Like, he's playing a video game. Some of the goals he set up last night were outrageous. And Hyman's back. He's healthy.
You look good. He
looks good again. Like, they can get some positive mojo going now in Edmonton. And Jarry's got to step in and he's got to play well. And listen, it's going to be a pretty wild introduction because that's a crazy hockey market. It's a very smart hockey market. It's a market with the highest of expectations in the league. They expect the Oilers to go back to a Stanley Cup. And Jarry, who's not young, he's 30 and has no playoff experience, has got to step in there and be great.
Yeah.
So this is a make or break trade. Like, I really do think this is your play. Like, maybe Connor Ingram comes up and he adds to this, and maybe Pickard sticks around and is beneficial in some way. But you have a 2.5-year window with McDavid. This is your big move. And it's got to hit. And if it doesn't, Stan Bowman will not be around. I don't know if Jeff Jackson will be around. And ultimately, I don't think McDavid will be around. Because they'll look at it and say, I was here for 13 years, and I had Skinner and Pickard and Jarry, and what are you doing to me?
How likely do you think it is that they actually have to go and get another goalie at some point? Like, do you think this is it?
I think this is likely it. How many more assets do you have, and who else is out there?
I don't know.
And you've just spent $5.75 million of your cap on Tristan Jarry. If they ate half of it, then it's possible you could spend more money.
Which is why I always say to you, when you say players should take less, you got to be careful. Like, you don't know how they're spending the money.
Here we go.
But hey, it might work.
They're going to give it a shot. Listen, it's not a grand slam. It's a much bigger gamble for Edmonton. Like, in Pittsburgh, it's a no-brainer for me.
Oh, yeah.
You get out from Jarry, flexibility, you get a pick. No-brainer in Pitt. In Edmonton, make or break. It's a make or break move for the whole McDavid era. Can it work? It has to work. He's got to play. He's got to stabilize things. He's got to be great. He's got to be clutch in the playoffs. These are all things that have to happen.
That's a lot of things.
A lot of things on his plate, but it's the nature of the position.
Yeah.
And again, with Toronto, Joseph Wall likely not available tomorrow. Edmonton's coming in red hot. Hildeby's going to likely have to go in again. And he's playing very well.
Yep.
Played well last night. The Leafs had that game. Like, they're 4-0-2 in the last 6. They're still closer to the bottom of the division than the top.
I don't love 2 of the last 3.
The way they've played?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Montreal game is not
Montreal, they didn't play well.
great. Tampa, they played very well.
Yeah, I thought they played well last night. I just thought in the third period they sat back
stopped playing, yeah.
and effectively tried to grind out 2-1 instead of trying to make it 3-1 or 4-1 or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought for the first 2 periods they controlled the game.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they were definitely the better team.
Yeah, and if not for Nedeljkovic, it's probably
Yeah, they had some pretty good
3-1,
opportunities.
3-0.
Yeah, and Hildeby made some big stops too.
And their power play looked pretty good.
Finally got one. Finally got one.
That was like a vintage-looking Matthews power play goal.
Yes. Although the overtime, like, I've noticed a lot of people are ragging on Matthews for the back check. And I have to be consistent. In overtime, I kind of throw, not effort out the window, but it's the end of the game, 3-on-3. There's a lot of ice. There's a lot of skating. You sell out for offense. This is a lot like what led to the Stolarz blow up earlier in the year when Willie was floating on his way back. Willie was at the end of his shift. He sold out on a 2-on-1. He missed it, and he couldn't get back. And did it look bad? Yes, it looked awful. Last night, did Matthews look bad on the back check? Absolutely, it looked awful. But I think he was gassed. The bigger concern I have with that play is not the back check. It's that he didn't shoot. And that's the consistency with this guy. Is like he had, was it a low percentage shot? Sure. But if you're at the end of the shift and you're gassed, and Nedeljkovic's screen, which he was, and you're Austin Matthews and you're 3-4 feet inside the blue line, 2 years ago, man, he snaps that thing. And he tried to make a perfect play because he didn't trust that he could get it off, or he didn't trust that it would score or would go in for him. That, I think the lead is being buried on that overtime play by Matthews. I don't worry about the back check because I get it. I worry more that he didn't shoot that puck because it's a consistent theme with him that he just and there were multiple occasions last night where you're like, shoot it. No, pass. Try to take one more step, get a little bit closer. He just doesn't trust the shot the way that he once did.
But I do think in the last 3 or 4 games, maybe 5 games, he's getting more of the looks that we used to see from him. He's not finishing. So what does that mean to you? Are you happy that he's getting the looks, or are you saying, that the finish is what made him him?
Well, that's what's going to separate you. A lot of guys get looks.
Yeah. I think he looks better.
I think he's playing fine. That's not my point. I'm saying in overtime, he was taking a lot of heat from Leaf fans for not back checking last night.
Overtime is just like not
it's a complete crapshoot. It's guys are exhausted.
Yeah.
He was gassed. You could see it. His legs were dead. He couldn't get back.
If I couldn't watch overtime, I would, because it's just not.
You would sell out on overtime.
It's
like, I know
fine,
you don't
but,
watch
like,
shootouts, but
I hate
overtime you would
shootouts,
say no
honestly.
dice.
Because it's not real. It's so insane to me that you play a completely different game in overtime. It would be like the NBA going to 2-on-2 for overtime.
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
Yeah.
I get why they do it. Don't like it.
With no half court, too. You can just take him all the way back in your end.
It's crazy.
Right? Like, just do whatever you want.
It
Just
would
slowly.
be like kicking field goals to win a game in overtime. It's like, this isn't how we play.
There's more of a skill to it than that. Like, you do have to
Okay.
pass and shoot and score and beat a goalie.
What was that game you used to, the video game where it was like the football game where it was like, was it 3-on-3? Do you remember which one I'm talking about? It's just like a ridiculous. Anyway, it just doesn't feel real to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen, it does if you're the San Jose Sharks because you got to win last night,
Yeah.
right? And the Leafs.
And that's Celebrini, man.
He is so good. Like, you
So
see him,
fun.
he makes plays around the net all the time.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to, his drive. That's why the Crosby comparison, I think, is so accurate, is because he set up his teammates multiple times with grade A opportunities, and Hildeby stopped them. But you look at him, he's constantly driving to the net with the puck. He's always making plays and winning checks, and all of a sudden it's on his stick, off his stick, grade A opportunity. He obviously assisted on the game-tying goal. That kid is so good. And he's got a motor. He's on the ice all night. And it wasn't even one of his better games.
I made a list of the players that I think are the most fun to watch
Okay.
for you.
Yeah.
And I think I have him too low. So I had him, actually, no, I have him 6th.
Okay, give me 1 through 5.
Okay, I think you can guess 1 through 5. McDavid, McKinnon, McCarr. I have Lane Hudson as number 4. I think he's so much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, I have Quinn Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Celebrini. So just behind him, and you might disagree with this, you probably will. Kucherov, Bedard, Draisaitl I have in there just like, I still like
out of appreciation to his greatness, yeah.
And then I have Schaefer 10.
Yeah, I like the guy I was thinking was Kucherov, who I might
He's so fun.
jump. Like when he's dancing and he's making plays with the puck, it's
Yes.
he's playing a different game. He's as close to like a Datsuk type vibe as you can find. Yeah, Celebrini, like you got to have a real appreciation for what he does, though. So, like, because Sid is the same way. Like Sid, it's not highlight reel stuff.
No,
it's hockey IQ. It's in the right place at the right time. He puts his head down and drives, and he's just very difficult to defend. And Celebrini made some plays around the net last night that most guys just don't make. And he's 19 years old, but it's a lost point. Like the Leafs had to have it. And, there's Willie on the ice, 6-on-5, couldn't get the puck out and kind of floating around, didn't block the shot on, Klingberg's shot. And it's too bad because I thought he played really well. I thought that line played really well.
they did.
And he had a couple of assists, and I thought he mixed in really well with Waugh and with Joshua. And they didn't change their game, to their credit. They weren't trying to make high-wire plays because Willie was with them. They just went about their business. And you put Willie on the ice because, he's a top six forward, paid a lot of money, and you want to believe he can get a job done, and he couldn't do it. And Berube, I think, was kind of referencing that when he said, well, we had some chances to get the puck out, but he was careful because he wanted to compliment him, too, because he knew he played well. Right? He played better the first 57 minutes of the game.
Would you keep him there for the game tomorrow?
I don't know, because McMahon's back, and McMahon and that line mixed pretty well. I think I'd move him back up. I think I'd give him another chance. I thought Cowan played really well last night.
He didn't play a lot.
Didn't play a ton, but I thought he played really well. I thought he was tenacious, made some really nice plays with the puck.
I think he played 11 minutes. I want to see more.
That's going to happen with a young kid.
Yeah.
There's going to be nights where you look at it, and for some reason the coach just, I don't trust it, or I don't want it. Or I think that might have been the Willie factor, too.
Well, they're playing that line more.
I got to get that line out there. They started the game, stuff like that, where yes, you've got Willie on the third line, but you're going to treat it more like a second line. And I think that's kind of what happened last night.
Yep.
It was more, not Willie demoted, it was Tavares that actually kind of scaled back in his line. All right, we've got Luke coming up on what happened to the Bucks last night, what happens with them the rest of the season. We've got picks coming up. Al's brother will join us, Mike Johnson, today. And Mark Shapiro with a 5-year extension, not going anywhere. That will make him one of the longest tenured executives in Toronto sports history. It's pretty incredible. He's been here a long time, obviously riding high considering what happened last year. We'll get into Mark and what we can expect to be, on his docket over the next 5 years plus. And Leafs Oilers tomorrow night. Overdrive continues, TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Don't be shy, shy, shy. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
All right, Mail It In Friday brought to you by Boston Pizza's NFL Game Day menus. Stop by your local BP for $7 touchdown pints, dialed-in shareables, and weekly prizing up for grabs. Football game days are better at BP. There's Jamie Noodles McLennan, not at Boston Pizza. Where are you, Noodles?
I'm in Minneapolis, St. Paul, but it's been a long day. I will admit that. I'm pretty patient when it comes to flight delays and all of that, but I'll be honest, I've had a day. It's been, I woke up in Columbus at 4:50 this morning, and I had a flight that was scheduled, I think, at 6:40, and I got on the plane. And I was just dozing off. I think I must have fallen asleep. And then I got the shake from the flight attendant saying, you got to get off. There's a mechanical, and we need to fly in a part, which is going to take several hours. So just go stand in line outside, and we will rebook you. And all I could think of is, like, I'm going to be late for the show. Like, this is at, 6 o'clock this morning, because I knew – there's no direct flight to Minnesota from Columbus, so it's like I got to go through Chicago. Chicago O'Hare is the most I think it's the most delayed airport on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, they got me on an American Airlines flight, which I was on United, and ran there and bullied my way on a standby. And it's been a day, put it that way. I landed and I got here, and you know what? At the end of the day, there's no news today anyway. So what are we talking about?
Yeah,
like seriously,
no
what
kidding.
are we talking about?
You didn't see Stuart Skinner making his way to Pittsburgh, did you? Through Columbus or through Chicago?
I did
is that
not
possible?
see that. I mean, it's funny. We've been talking about. I listened to you guys in the first segment as I was hooking up, and we've been talking about Edmonton's goaltending situation for how many years now, Brian? Like and Jonas, like on the show, a couple of years,
a long time. I would say almost all throughout the McDavid era. Yeah. Like honestly, like they've had goalies there dating back to Chiarelli. Who's the guy he signed? Chiarelli signed that one goalie to a long-term deal, and immediately everyone hated him in Edmonton.
It was before Campbell?
Yeah.
Was it Koskinen?
Koskinen.
No,
that was it. Koskinen. Remember his deal, and then Jack Campbell. It's been a mess there forever. It's been a mess in Edmonton for a long time. Yet they've been to 2 straight Cup finals, which is an important detail.
And one thing, I need to say this because – people are just going to go, Stuart Skinner lost them Cup finals and all. He didn't. Like that team, Florida was the better team when you look about it. And to me, I don't think there's this magic bullet. Okay, Jari's going to show up, and I do think Jari is technically a better goaltender, like athletic, all that type of stuff. But this is a guy that has struggled to stay healthy. Stuart Skinner is, for the most part, a very healthy goaltender and plays a certain way. But I do think they need to change there for the sake of change.
Yes,
so,
had to happen. Had to happen.
Yeah.
I do wonder what Sid is thinking. Like we're always asking the question, what's McDavid thinking? If you're Sid, like Jari's played pretty well and he's been his teammate for a long time. Shelov's is there, and now you got Skinner. They've got a young Russian prospect I think they're very high on, but I don't think they want him to play yet in Pittsburgh. Yeah. He's played a few games this year. But what is Sidney Crosby thinking about this? Like, what is
he okay with this? He's got to know where they're at. They're not winning the Cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't he want to make the playoffs? He'd probably like to win.
Are they worse off making the playoffs with this trade? I don't know that they are. Are they?
I agree. I don't think they are. I think this is a lateral move, and it might be a stylistic move. And what I mean by that is, like, Jari is a little bit more athletic in the net, has a cleaner butterfly. Stuart Skinner, like, for all of what people think, like, he's a pretty good goaltender. So that's where I think is lost all of this. People are treating him like he's not, he's like a Jamie McLennan. He's not. He's a good goaltender. Like, that's the difference.
Yeah, sorry. We're trying to figure out. I don't know what Doogie's doing back there, but we're trying to figure out what's going on with Luke because he's going to join us here in a moment. Mike Johnson will join us.
Okay, because I'm staring at you going, is it my setup? Is
no. It
out?
has nothing to do with you.
It's
that Doogie's, playing solitaire back there, and I'm like, are we going to Luke or are we not?
World of Warcraft.
Trying to figure out what is happening back there. But
honestly, there's lots to unpack there, guys. We can get into it throughout the whole show, but I think when you look at it, it's a calculated risk based on, Jari's track record or whatever. But I do think it had to happen. And I wouldn't be shocked. I know Calvin Pickard is immensely popular there. I think they like Connor Ingram as well, the goaltender in the minors. So they might have the Colorado situation at some point this season. Especially, you're going to need 3 goalies, guys. We keep talking about, Hildeby. I don't know. Where are we at for tomorrow's start? I guess it's Hildeby, correct?
Yeah, Joseph Wall. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound like he's ready to return, right? Like he's practicing, but not going to play tomorrow. Is that your read on it, Jonas?
It seems that way.
I thought you couldn't drag him out. I thought you had to protect him. Like that sounds like he's basically saying, "I'm not going." But I don't think that's a bad idea. Hildeby's healthy. He's playing well. Ride the hot hand.
He's played well.
Ride the hot hand. Let Wall come back. Hopefully on Tuesday at some point, Wall returns and picks up where he left off because he was playing really, really well prior to his injury.
Yeah.
All right, let's get Luke in here. We've got Mike Johnson coming up in about a half an hour. Let's bring in Luke Willson. There he is, our TSN.
What the Noodles son is cooking.
Oh, man.
There he is.
I was pulling for you last night, man. I couldn't. My heart hurts watching that. Like, it's plus 15 now for HBO. Really hurts. It hurts, man. It hurts.
You're going to laugh, but I took a train to Windsor, Ontario today. I'm in my hometown. My dad picked me up from the train station. He looks at me and goes, man, you can't buy a win right now on the spread. I'm like, dude, it's tough. Noodles, I'm sitting there last night. I got my feet kicked up. You know, you sit there, you're up 14 midway through the fourth or whatever it was. And I'm like, just like we played it up, you know, finally got a win here. Maybe we can trend in the right direction. Then they score and they get, you know, they miss the 2-pointer. And I'm doing the math and I'm like, you know, if they kick a field goal, which is still alive now, like that's a play. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, dude, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that was tough to really explain. I mean, they're up 14 in the second half at home against an Atlanta team that's just kind of playing out the season. Yes, a divisional game. You know, guys are going to get fired up. It's a primetime game. But I cannot believe Tampa's done this to themselves. Like, they've completely folded. And Carolina's now in first by default. I don't trust the Panthers. But it's a lot like what the Eagles are going through. Like, someone's got to win the division. I just don't, you know, and the AFC North. AFC North, NFC East, NFC South. Someone's got to win it, and I don't like any of the teams.
Yeah, I'll say this, Hayes. I still like Tampa. They play the Panthers twice. And I look at that offense, assuming everyone got out of that game healthy, and I'm like, holy smokes. Like, you got a good backfield. You know, Bucky Irving seems healthy. He looked good running the ball. He didn't have a crazy game, but Mike Evans made a couple of nasty catches. Jalen McMillan is a great number 2 for me. And even though you'd say Ibuka's probably the number 2 now, both those guys are very good. And Godwin, you know, scored a touchdown yesterday. I believe he was the 2-point conversion guy. Like, they're loaded. And you want to talk about just puking all over yourself. I could not get over what I was watching. I mean, they had Kirk Cousins out here without Drake London looking like John Elway.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Throwback, man. That was Kirk back in the day doing his thing.
And Kyle Pitts, Tony Gonzalez. All
Pitts finally had himself a great game, right? He loves the state of Florida.
He
loves the state of Florida.
I got to be honest. And of course, Al's brother being a hero, because I put the puke face right into the group chat, and Al's brother's like, "Oh, no words of wisdom from Noodles, like just being a hero." Right?
Yeah, he
like,
loves life right now. Well, we've come up with a new hashtag: the Drive for 25. We want to win this season by 25, and it starts.
I think I'm looking at this thing. I think Al's brother should be cut. O-Dog is your MVP. O-Dog's been phenomenal for you.
His energy has been so contagious. Jonas, you picked up on it yesterday.
Yeah, it's tough.
Right? Like, it's just uber positive. He's got a Pete Carroll vibe to him.
It's like Durant joining the Warriors.
Yeah. He did kind of jump ship a little bit.
Guys, I was worried that you guys were this healthy body, and then you were inserting like a piece of cancer that was going to eat up the whole body, right? Like, that's because O had that vibe, right? He had that vibe early on, and there was some infighting and stuff, and now all of a sudden you've turned the corner.
We've righted the ship. Now, it may change this weekend because we got some great games that we're going to play here. But, you know, there's a lot of teams right now licking their wounds throughout the NFL, but trying to have faith in themselves. Like I saw Chris Jones in Kansas City today. They were still alive because we got Mahomes. Mahomes has been healthy and playing all year. Like, does anyone respond to Chris and say, I know you have Mahomes, but he didn't just come off like the IR. Guy's been playing, and you still haven't been able to win. And I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of desperation in the NFL right now, Luke. And I guess that's all you have. You get into December, and you've been playing poorly. What else can you lean on?
I mean, this is it for the Chiefs. You know, they got to win because the team I think they're most likely to catch, barring anything wildly shocking, would be the Chargers. And they basically need the Chargers to lose out. Now, the Chargers' schedule is not the easiest thing on planet Earth. And I'll tell you what I think helps is I believe the Chargers, and maybe Doogie can help me out here, but I believe the Chargers have the Cowboys also on the schedule. Do I have that correct, boys? So the fact that the Cowboys are technically still in it, but I mean, it's do or die. I'll say this: Chris Jones is probably happy because if you saw how badly that Chargers offensive line played last week or on Monday, my goodness, I mean, giving up 7 sacks, 7 TFLs as well. He should have a field day, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. And I've been pulling kind of leading the cheer that like the Chiefs will get in, but I also thought that the Chargers would lose to the Eagles. That was kind of why I was like, yo, the Chiefs are going to get in. And the Chargers beating the Eagles, I mean, that would be a monumental collapse if the Chargers don't get in at this point.
Yeah, at this point, you got to do it. It's like Jacksonville. Like certain teams, you get this far. The Bears.
But Luke's right. So they have the Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos.
Not easy.
That's not easy.
Not easy. And their O-line is banged up. And this is what I'll say, Jonas, is, again, if the Chiefs want to make it in, first off, they have to win out. Now, that being said, I believe the Chiefs' schedule is the Titans, the Broncos at home, and then the Raiders the final week. So, again, I would be shocked if the Chargers do this and choke, but you basically need them to lose out. The Chiefs have to win out, which is definitely not guaranteed. And the big one for me would be the Dallas game because the Texans are in the playoff race, and right now with this beat up offensive line that Herbert's got, and you could see how frustrated. I don't know if you guys caught his post game thing with Laura Rutledge, and he was like, "I just want to celebrate with my teammates."
What did you make it? I thought that was so blown out of proportion. Go ahead.
Agreed, and everyone's like, "Man, he's being like." If you watch that game closely, he took 7 sacks, and I'm not exaggerating. It should have been 12. Like, how many times did he escape out of there? Like, on a crazy, it was like the guy just put his body on the line. He's got a broken hand. Like, I get how he's frustrated. So that's why I was like, man, I see why he's pretty wound up. And the fact that, they weren't, I would say Jalen Hurts lost the game more so than the Chargers won it. Like, they're going to run into some issues. All 4 of those games are going to be very hard for the Chargers to win. I do think they find at least a way to win one. But I'll say this verbatim here, boys. If they lose the Chiefs and if they lose the Cowboys, you got to start looking like you're playing the 2 best defenses in the league.
There he is, Al's brother. Looks like he's sharing a hotel room with Noodles. You guys ever heard of a background in Minneapolis? And
honestly, like I tried. I don't know, Al's brother, if you're in a dungeon or wherever you are. I can't. I don't know what to do. There's literally
not great.
Yeah, it's all good.
I have good,
where I'm at.
I have good lighting. I just don't have a good scenery here. Like it's a battle. So apologies.
Matches my sweater. Beige on beige on beige. We're good. Yeah. Well, Al's brother, it's great to see you as always. Man, you're just the tremendous information. It's remarkable. Look at the record that we have this year. It's just incredible. And I said earlier this segment, the drive for 25. That's what we're going for. Hashtag drive for 25. We need plus 10 the rest of the way. Right? We want to win this season by 25. I think it's very doable. I think we're probably minus money to do it.
I mean, we'll probably be what? 18, minus 18 by the end of the weekend because these guys are going to
pick a loser. Ignore the noise, Noodles. Ignore the noise. Let these guys go.
I still can't believe that.
Ramble.
Just can't believe that you guys went with the Bucks last week. I mean, it's just fundamental picking to take the dog on a short week divisional game, and you just never pick against primetime Kirk Cousins. There was so many factors that went against your guys' decision to go with the Bucks.
You're right.
Couldn't believe it.
You're right. You're right. But that's that's why they operate the way they operate, and we operate the way we do. Now, our esteemed colleague is not here today, but he has been contributing to the picks that we're about to make. And the O-Dog, as I said earlier, his energy has been so contagious. What a pickup, bringing him on to HBO. It's been an incredible run so far. And we are on Bills at Pats. Bills laying 1.5, right? And there's a little bit of pushback from someone within the group chat, but I think we've come to a consensus. Al's brother, where do you stand on this game? Tremendous information, please.
Yeah, here's the thing, okay? Why? I know that he's new to the group, all right? I know he's new to the group, and it's been going well.
Yeah.
Why is the man who's not here, maybe he's the Joseph Wall of the group, if we will, not the Troy Stetcher, Dennis Hill to be like he claims.
Right.
Why is he the one that gets the tie break on this one? That's what I want to know.
It's a very good point. It's not even really a tie break, Al's brother, because you and I see eye to eye on this. But he is adamant, and we want to be an inclusive group.
So you both want the Pats, right?
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. He is adamant that Pats are the play. Go ahead, Al's brother.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can go with the Patriots. If that's the ultimate decision and we have to be, good teammates and roll with O, and we'll go with the Patriots. I'll let that be your decision, Partsy.
Okay.
Captain, if you will.
All right.
But look, I am skeptical that the New England Patriots are going to win this football game. I am skeptical. It's a short line. It's 1.5 points. The Bills are favored. So it's basically a pick 'em. Pick who you think's going to win this game. I look at the New England Patriots schedule. They've won 10 games in a row here, but look at who they've played. A bunch of nobodies. The Bills are the only team in this 10-game stretch that are a playoff squad. So all their wins are coming against, soft schedule, non-playoff teams. So I don't know. I'm not going to call them frauds, but it's definitely been a soft schedule. And when they line up against the Buffalo Bills, I'm not sure that they're going to be prepared for it because they haven't played a team like Buffalo in quite some time. And I think Josh Allen ultimately wants to deny them a division title. I think ultimately they're going to wrap it up. They've got a big lead, but I don't think that Buffalo lets it be against them. It's tough to beat a team twice in one season. So I personally like the Buffalo Bills.
I understand that. I understand.
But if we got to roll with the O-Dog because he's been on a roll recently, I guess we could side with New England.
This could fracture the group.
Here's how I'm going to describe it, Ellis, brother, because you and I, we see eye to eye. You know where I stand on Josh Allen and the Bills. I just feel like he is a man-possessed. It's December, and McDermott's going to start lighting a fire under these guys. But we are built for the playoffs. Obviously, we're a dynasty. We're a lot like Oklahoma City. We're built for the regular season and the playoffs. But in order for the playoffs to really pop, sometimes you got to get guys touches that you think, okay, I don't know if that's the right play, but there's a big picture game plan here. Why did that guy get a touch? Because you got to trust him when you get to the playoffs. I need the O-Dog with a headspace that feels included, part of the team, one of the guys. We're going to lock in the Pats for our boy. Okay, we're going to lock in the Pats. Right. We're going to take the points here in New England at home. Jonas, I think you probably would agree with our decision here to start thinking big picture because we have such a lead on these clowns.
Yeah.
Right? Like at some point, you got to start thinking about the playoffs.
Like, are you listening? This is verbal diarrhea, Noodles. This guy is.
It's like resting your starters week 18. Like that's kind of what we're doing here. We're leaning on the O-Dog and his knowledge, and we want positive vibes with the O-Dog as we roll towards the playoffs.
What if the O-Dog is a double agent?
It's possible, but we're so far ahead, I don't think it's going to matter. All right, we're locking in the Pats, Ellis, brother, okay? And we're doing that because we trust the O-Dog. Packers minus 2.5. Go Pats. Go Pats, go.
No, Pats, bro.
Pats, bro.
Pats, bro.
Packers minus 2.5 at the Broncos.
I'm just going to hang up. I can't stand
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Listen, we're allowing you into our kind of locker room, into the foxhole here, how we think and how we operate. And I think it's going to benefit you guys maybe to take a page out of our books. But go ahead. Who do you like here? Packers minus 2.5 at the Denver Broncos.
Noodles. I'll say this, man, and obviously I'm the coldest spread gambler in North America right now. But I really like Green Bay here. It's a field goal. Yeah, they're on the road, but I look at Bo Nix, and he's been okay, but this Packers defense is on an absolute mission. I also think Jordan Love has been very, very sharp, and I like Matt LaFleur being able to scheme up Denver's defense. That being said, Denver's defense is obviously a premier unit. They're third as far as total yards against. But again, I think the Packers offense is a lot better and more consistent than Denver's offense, and the Packers defense is fifth. They're fifth as far as yards given up. Like, this is not a slouch of a unit. I think the Pack go on the road here. I think they find a way to win by a field goal. That's where my head would go on this one. But then again, as I said,
I
might be the coldest gambler of all time.
Here. Yeah, I'm worried about that.
Listen, we are in a cold stretch right now. But the only way to get out of a cold stretch is to pick a winner. So you pick the winner.
I hear you.
I believe in the Pack.
Okay.
I believe in the Pack, and I do believe in the Pack by 3, at least 3. I think they'll have a game.
They're rolling right now.
It's tough to go on the road. I know. I see Al's brother kind of nodding or shaking his head. I don't know if it's in disgust or maybe agreeing along, but I do believe the Pack wins this game. The spread is what I'm leaving up to you guys. So I'm picking the Pack.
Okay.
I believe in.
Hey, we're getting points at home with Denver and their defense. Al's brother.
It's the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
Number 1 defense in football.
Okay, I can handle that. All right, lock it in.
In what metric?
Points? Scoring defense?
His Reddit.
I mean,
forum
dude,
that he
almost
read
every
this morning.
metric, in almost every metric, it's the Houston Texans, including points.
Number one.
They're number
fourth in
They're
points.
number 4 in points.
Fourth in
They're
points,
not even in the
number
top
one.
3.
At one point they
Erroneous.
This
Erroneous.
guy's such a fraud, man.
Erroneous.
Number 1.
I'm staring at them right now. They're
Yeah.
fourth in league scoring, and they allow
Accurate.
only 18 points a game. Fourth
Did you
in
not
league
just say that they're
scoring.
number
Number
one
one
defense,
or did I
Saturday
mishear
football,
that?
though.
It's a ballpark, right? If you're in the top 5, you're all
it's a
number 1.
ballpark.
All right. House brother.
Guesstimate.
Yeah,
Guesstimate.
it counts. It counts. Cowboys -6.5 at home against Minnie Sunday night. Tremendous information. Where do you stand?
Yeah, there was no deliberation on this one. All three of us are in absolute agreement here that the Dallas Cowboys are going to cover this number at home. I think they win. I think they win big. And it really comes down to one simple thing. I don't believe that J.J. McCarthy and this Minnesota Vikings offense can keep up with Dallas and what that they've been able to do over the course of the last few weeks here. That offense is averaging 30 points a game this year. Minnesota, only once in the last 5 weeks have they been able to get to 20 points, and that was last week against a terrible, terrible Washington Commanders squad. So I think we lean with the home favorites here. I think Dallas wins big.
I'm with
I think
you.
we should lean with the points.
I think we all agree with that. George Pickens redemption game. I think he goes off on
Is
Sunday
CD
night.
playing?
Yeah.
Did they say yet?
I haven't heard definitively if CD Lamb is playing
He
or not.
practiced. He practiced. I think he's still questionable, but he's practicing,
He'll
so
play.
that's a good sign.
He'll play. He'll be fine. And I think you're right. The Eagles have opened the door. Cowboys are playing for something. So lock it in. We're on Dallas. All right. Picks are in. Everything's established. The drive for 25, House brother. It starts Sunday at 1 p.m. Drive for
Noodles, let's rebound. Let's
In
try
the year
and win the weekend,
2025
Noodles.
at
Let's
that.
try.
I love it. All right,
You know
boys.
what? It's just small victories. That's
Small
all you
victories.
need. Small
That's right.
victories. That's
We
it.
got
Chipping
we need
away.
something. We need
Chipping
something.
away.
See, that's it. They want to go 2-1. We want to go 3-0.
Exactly.
We dream big and we win big.
That's right, House
Hayes and
brother.
Bro, let's go.
I love it. No one can out Hallmark House brother. All right, boys. Great seeing you guys. We'll catch you on Monday. There it is, House brother.
See you,
Eric
boys.
Willson. All right, we've got Mike Johnson coming up. Best bet still to come. Leafs Oilers tomorrow night. Back into the trade. The Oilers making a deal today. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and up on YouTube Live.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, Mike Johnson coming up. Leafs Oilers tomorrow night. Bunch of games in the NHL last night. Bunch of games, obviously, the NBA. Wemby's coming back just in time for the semifinals right, of the NBA Cup. Chance to make some money and get to Vegas. More on the trade from earlier today. And Dregs posted a video of the rink over in Italy. I wouldn't say it's exactly moving at a rapid pace, but we'll get into that a little bit with Johnny. And we'll address Johnny and Craig Button and their new consensus Team Canada. Now, Connor Bedard in a month went from not on the team to right wing on the top line, which I agree with. So we'll get to that more with Johnny in the next hour. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
It's Mail It In Friday.
The plant called and said if you don't come in tomorrow, don't bother coming in Monday.
Woohoo! 4-day weekend.
This is Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Hour 2 Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Brian Hayes, Jamie Noodles McLennan, Jonas Siegel in here of The Athletic. We got Mike Johnson coming up in a few moments. Leafs Oilers tomorrow night. I don't know if Tristan Jarry will play. I don't know if it'll be him, Pickard. Like to see him play. I think that'd be pretty cool. Hockey night, Leafs. Hildeby versus Jarry on a Saturday night. Doesn't get much bigger than that. Doesn't get much bigger than that.
You know what the weirdest part about all of this, and I know this is the business of the game. It's happened to me, so I can speak from experience. Edmonton plays Pittsburgh on Tuesday in Pittsburgh.
Exactly. That's
Like, it
got to
is.
be a Jarry game, right? You got to play him in the return to Pittsburgh, and
Well,
you got to play
and
Skinner if you're Pitt.
and
You have
Skinner.
to play Skinner.
But it's a weird, like this guy, Stuart Skinner actually played pretty well last night, and you're seeing videos of him and Pickard skating off the ice, and it's like, okay, play you next Tuesday type of thing. That is the weird part of pro sports. I've had to go through it. You've seen teammates. There's a joke about, I think it was Dougie Waite got traded, and it was literally they called it the shopping cart trade because it was like St. Louis and Edmonton were playing each other. They just loaded his gear up and took it to the next dressing room in a shopping cart. Something like that. It's a weird part of it. Keep in mind, like Skinner and these guys, some of them are best friends. So you're probably going to go for dinner Monday night, and they might be bringing stuff for him. You might have a suitcase, or who knows, like that type of stuff. It's all weird. Same thing with Tristan Jarry. This guy's showing up in Toronto.
He's been in Pitt his whole career.
Yep. He doesn't know any different. And I still think that's where I was trying to get at. I was a little bit long-winded when we were chatting earlier. It's not a perfect science. Like Tristan Jarry's going to have to learn to play in a new organization, new defensemen, new systems, all of that. Like it's I think it advantaged Leafs tomorrow anyways in a short-term vacuum because there's some chaos. Like, there is the Kulak is really well liked there too, right? He's a utility guy. I like him. I do like the moves that Bowman did because even the kid they acquired from Nashville, he's a young Kulak. Yeah, like he's a Stastny. He's a young Kulak. So you can see what he's trying to do, but in the short term, there's some disruption there. And when you disrupt the team, you see how they react.
Right, and Edmonton had been playing very well. Outside of the Buffalo game where they probably didn't love their game, but they still got a point. They just had a very successful homestand. McDavid is coming alive, 4 points last night. He's got 12 points in his last 4 games. Hyman is healthy. They're healthy and they look good. And I think it'll be a great game tomorrow night. I'm expecting that. But you're right, it's disruptive on their end. And we'll see if Jarry ends up playing. But as I said in the last hour, like this is your big move. Now Tristan Jarry is linked to the window of Connor McDavid. They both have the exact same amount of years left on their deal, 2.5 years left. This is your play. And if it doesn't work and McDavid doesn't win and the Oilers don't win and McDavid walks, if that all happens, I think this will be the position people will look back on. And they'll say, look who he's played with, Koskinen and Jack Campbell and Skinner and Jarry. And it's a bold move. I think it had to happen. Something had to happen, and it better be right that it's Jarry. And Stan Bowman is putting his job on the line here. This is it. He's got to work. He has to play well.
Can I ask you guys, was there any argument for just waiting? Like, just like letting it play out a little more?
To see if someone else became available?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Well,
like Binnington, see if he plays better. I don't know.
You're right. Like, I think there was Binnington. I think there was Saros. I was in Columbus last night, watched Elvis get pulled on three goals on 4 shots or whatever it was. He doesn't look very good right now, but I think he's a talented goaltender. I've always, and Hayes, you can speak to this, I've always liked Tristan Jarry. Now, he's underperformed in his last whatever it is. We'll call it 18 months or whatever. But there was, I think, back-to-back years where he was an all-star and pretty darn good goaltender. Mm-hmm. I like his mechanics. I do. I like him as a goaltender. And I said this, and I say it with all due respect to Stuart Skinner. They're just different. Stuart Skinner is 6'4". He's big and uses his size to his advantage. Jarry is 6'4", but he's more athletic in the net, and that his style might suit Edmonton, the way that he plays, a little bit different. I've always said that I like goaltenders that are big and have a good butterfly. Prime example, Hildeby. Gets hit by pucks. He's 6'4", and he's got a good butterfly.
He's 6'7".
Stolars.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, 6'7". Yes, he's a monster. Same thing. Stolar, 6'6". Wolves a big goaltender. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, I had to do it. That's the last time. We'll never do it again.
The kids love it, but you know what I mean.
Jacob Fowler last night, right? That kid, man, and he looked comfortable. Like, I was impressed with his pregame and postgame. Just the way he handles the media, and he looked really good. All right, here's Mike Johnson, our TSN hockey analyst, joining us here on the Maple Toyota Hotline. Johnny, go ahead. If you're Connor McDavid, play the role of Connor. How do you feel about this goaltending flip? Jarry in, Skinner out.
I mean, I think the question marks about goaltending are understandable, where it was going to be hard to get a guaranteed massive upgrade over Stuart Skinner, right? Like just the way, the nature of the position and how it played right now. But if you're Connor, you got to be thinking, my first gut reaction is, that's it. Like that
That's
his
your guy.
contract syncs up. That his contract syncs up with my contract, my savings, my $8 million discount, my commitment to try to win in the next 2 years.
Thank you, Mike.
My
We talked
window
about that.
is tied to Tristan Jarry's window. And there's no question Tristan Jarry has been better than Stu Skinner this year. Tristan Jarry could have had for anything for free. How many months ago? 7, 8? So like that would be my concern. It may work out brilliantly. And Tristan Jarry's played really well. Give him credit. Like he went to the minors. He resurrected his career. Like it was over. And now he's the goalie for Stanley Cup contender. Like that, no one had that happening a year ago, but that would be my concern. Like, yes, it's different. And maybe the team and organization, and maybe even me, Connor McDavid, as much as we love Stu, we've had so much success with him. We needed something different. Even only for different sake, given how it has been as of last little while and the fact that we didn't win the 2 times we got there. But if I took a step back, that would be sort of my concern. Like this is the guy. Like this is the guy that we're going to stake our ability to win a Stanley Cup on. Boy, I hope it works, because if it doesn't, that is a spicy meatball hanging out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can I ask you and Noodles a hypothetical? If you could have the same, let's say a similar package, and you could bring back Binnington, do you like that trade better?
Only in that Binnington has been good. I think Binnington is one of the worst goalies in the league this year. Yeah. So you'd be betting strictly on history and nothing on present. Where Jarry, you're doing the opposite. You're betting strictly on the present and maybe not so much on the history. For a guy who's never really won in the playoffs, hasn't been good, but this year has been. I would have concerns the same way if it was Binnington Noodles. Like I wouldn't feel, okay, we solved it for sure, whether it was Binnington or whether it was Jarry, or probably whether it was any of the guys that they could sort of afford to go get.
I think too, there is a scenario is if we go back, the only recent moves that we could look at is what Colorado did. It was a year and 2 days ago that keep in mind, not a lot of people, Mackenzie Blackwood wasn't on everybody's radar, right? Good goaltender, right? And same thing, Scott Wedgwood could have been had for a lot of, $1 million as a backup, all of that type of stuff, Canadian goaltenders. I think it's the setting you look at too. If you ask me, just without winning pedigree and all that, and it's not fair because winning pedigree, I would take Binnington just based on what he's done and what he's capable of doing. Again, we talked about it. 4 Nations, what was going to be the Achilles heel? It was going to be goaltending, right? What did he do in the big game? Stopped Matthews a few times, made some huge saves in overtime. It's the situation you play in. St. Louis isn't that great of a team. Pittsburgh hasn't been that great of a team. Edmonton struggles defensively sometimes. The new setting, what I look at, and this is what I keep saying, it might take a little time to settle into your new environment. I think Jarry's a really talented goaltender. That's the thing. I think he's talented. I think he's a really good goaltender. Now he has to play to that capability and settle in. But you're right, underwhelming. I don't know what would have been the winner of a trade, but they are different there, and I think they're more talented in that spot. Whether he lives up to it or not, or can be healthy enough, that's another thing that you bring to the table.
Yeah.
That's another question. The other thing, too, lost in all this is I think Connor Ingram's a really good goaltender, and I think that they are.
And he's in the minors. Edmonton signed him, and they can bring him up at some point, and then they got to figure out what they do with Pickard. But, well, I mean, Edmonton's in town tomorrow, and the Leafs last night, they had that opportunity for 2 points, and it got away from them, and they end up losing in overtime. But I think they dodged a bullet. Ekman Larsson, it looked like he was finished for a long, long time, and it sounds like he could be okay to play tomorrow. Because they've taken so many hits. And, where would he rank for you, Johnny, in terms of team MVPs this year for the Leafs?
Well, he would be their most valuable defenseman. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think you could make an argument Tavares and Nylander early carried it offensively. But I think he's been their most valuable and probably most consistent, which is wild that I'm saying that. That Oliver Ekman Larsson has been their most consistent defenseman this year. You think about their right side now. I know OEL shoots left, but he plays on the right a lot, right? So no OEL, we thought. And you're right, Hayes. Like, I'm like, that looked like a torn ankle ligament.
Oof,
the way he kind of like
ugly.
got stuck under there. And the way he went off, like zero weight on there at all. It wasn't a huge bend in the ankle, but it was enough. And the reaction felt very serious. But, if it's going to be OEL, Tanev, Carlo, those are your 3 right side defensemen that you play with. So, then it becomes, Riley McCabe and somebody else. If he was gone long term, I think it almost would have been, they would have been forced to make a trade immediately. I don't think bringing up Marshall Rafai or Henry Frun or Villeneuve, who everyone keeps talking about, I don't know if I've ever seen him play. Like, that's not the answer for this team. This team needs sort of better than those guys because defensively, they still don't have the best system. They don't get out of there the easiest. And so, yes, I think they were fortunate to look like he's going to be okay. But Hayes, you look at their numbers, Jonas probably has them in front of him. Last year, 37 times they were leading after 2 periods. They lost once. They lost in overtime once. That's it. I think it was 35-1-1 when leading after 2. This year, Jonas, what are they? 5-3-2? Like, it's already happened 3 times as many times as last year. And it just, their inability to score that next goal or their inability to defend was troubling. You love Hildeby. He played awesome. Another game against San Jose where when they play, and it's gotten better, but when they play fast skating teams, it highlights the fact that they're not fast skating. And that's what last night was. Like, I thought first period, San Jose was a better team. Second period was about as good as I've seen Toronto play. Toronto played really well in the second period.
Yeah.
Like,
great.
totally dominated.
Well
and I'm watching and I'm like, Nick Robertson, these chances, like someone's got to shoot it in a corner and score a goal, right? Matthews was all over it, 5 shots maybe in the second period alone. You're like, okay, that was amazing. The fact that they left that period just 2-1 and not 2-0 or 3-0 set them up to be no good at all in the third period. Like, they tried to hang on and not play, and San Jose just put it on them for 23 minutes and just they were on their heels the whole time. So it's just another example of why good steps, like where Matthews was good, Hildeby was good, they got another point, all sort of positive stuff. But different than last year where a close game that they didn't get the result that they usually do.
Well, Mike, you mentioned Matthews. Hayes is a little bit more. I'm going to speak for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's a little more glass half empty about Matthews of late. Is that fair?
No, well, I was talking about the overtime in particular.
Just specifically.
Like, everyone was ragging him for the back check, which wasn't great, but he was gassed. I think the bigger story is he was dead. But my bigger concern there was that he didn't take the shot. Like, I know he was 3 feet inside the blue line, but you're at the end of your shift, you're dead anyway, and it's like he's always this, right? Last year he rips that. Like, that's off his stick.
Yeah.
And he's just.
You mean 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Exactly. And instead he's like, I got to get 5 feet closer. I got to make a play. And even if he made the play, I'm not convinced he wouldn't have passed it to Riley. Like, that's the bigger issue for me, Johnny, is not the back check. He was dead. He couldn't get back. It's Riley puts it on a tee for him. Nedeljkovic is screened to an extent. He's 5-6 feet inside the rip that shot. Take it. And he didn't do it. And he hasn't done it for a year and a half. Go ahead, John.
I would only add, like, he's got goals in 3 of the last 4 games.
Yeah, last night backdoor was the pass last night. Like, that wasn't like a vintage.
He was good last night.
He played well last night. I'm not taking that away from him.
Guys on his back. He was taking to the net, like the wraparound, the power moves, and looking to shoot tips. Like, a lot of the stuff that we do see when he's playing well. That was more of the good stuff. I hear what you're saying, Hayes, but I watched the spacing. I'm down there. The whole overtime, amazingly, the Leafs felt clogged 3-on-3, and they felt like they had no space. It was so strange.
Yeah,
they just and even in that sequence, you're like, it was tight there. He leans into that shot. It gets blocked. It's also going to be a 2-on-1 going the other way. Like, now maybe you don't think that way when you shoot it as well as him, but like, I think generally speaking, I hear what you're saying, but in overtime last night specifically, the whole thing felt off for Toronto. They just never had sort of the good spacing and pace that they were looking for. And the other part is when it's that late in your shift, you can either like pull her back and reload, or shoot it and just change, which is almost conceding possession as well, which that's part of it. You don't want to just shoot. You're thinking shooting to score. He's thinking shooting if I miss or blocked, I got to play defense. I don't want to play defense because I don't have any energy. I sort of get what he was thinking last night. I thought he was their best forward last night. I thought up against Celebrini, is it wild to say he did well to saw Celebrini off? Like Celebrini is the second leading scorer in the league, or third, I guess now, behind McDavid. And, you know, he had his own chances, as did Celebrini. I thought he was good. So there's been plenty of games where he hasn't been what he was last night. He was probably their best forward.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird, though, just jumping in, isn't it weird that shouldn't we be hoping that Celebrini saws Matthews off?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But not this year. Look at their points. One guy's got 45, one guy's 25.
I get it. But, I mean, my expectation, and it still is very high. Austin Matthews is a superstar that is very effective in all situations. I don't know his health status. I don't know anything. But when he's at his best, other teams have to circle him on the whiteboard and go, you can't give this guy time and space. Do not give him an opportunity to shoot the puck from anywhere. All of that type of stuff. We're talking about, he was able to saw Celebrini off. I look at it the other way is I still expect, and this isn't, Hayes, you could speak to this isn't me, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, going, eventually you're expecting the light go on. This guy is still in the prime of his career, and he's a top-tier player. I expect a little bit more out of him, even though I agree. I thought he was excellent last night. There's nights where I just think he's unstoppable. I just haven't seen that consistently.
Not this year, though.
If they're going to continue. I agree, Johnny. I'm not saying, but I still have that expectation. I guess that's where
that's what you're asking. Like, if the goalposts move.
That's the conversation. Really?
Yes.
Right,
like tomorrow night, are you hoping he saws off? Like, it's different tomorrow as McDavid. McDavid's cooking right now. Like, he is playing a video game the last week and a half. But it's on your home. You got last change. It's your ice.
Well, Tuesday, Bedard.
And Bedard's in town, exactly. Like, would you sign off right now on Matthews and Bedard sawing each other off? You take them out of the game.
He's not a checking line center, man. He's like,
but I'm talking in generalities. You leave the game. Okay, it's not even about numbers. Let's just use the eye test.
Okay.
You leave the game and you say they were both good. 8 out of 10 game, both players.
What is my expectation?
Well, I'm asking you. It's your expectation. Why are you asking me for your expectation?
I guess what I'm saying is
no, you're not willing to sign off on that. Okay.
Not for Bedard. For McDavid, yeah.
Yes.
But Bedard, no. Because I think if I want Toronto to be good, I can't tolerate ties with Matthews.
Yeah.
So if that's where we're at, and that is the conversation, though, is that where we are at? Jonas, I don't know if that's what you think, but if that's where the Leafs are at, then they're not in a good spot because he has to win those matchups, not just tie them.
I think we've seen in the last 2 weeks, since he came back from the injury, he's looked better and better. I don't think he looked like this at all last year. I don't think he looked like this at all before the injury this year.
Yep.
So, I think he's moving in the right direction, but is he there yet? No.
No, I agree with you. I think he's played much better recently. Like, I do. I'm not. I was discussing overtime in particular, and I was talking about people jumping on him for the back check, and I said I'm giving him a pass for that. I'm not jumping on him for that. I was talking about the previous play.
But I think what you hinted at is the bigger issue is is that coming back? Right. Is he going to take that shot and finish it and the game's over?
And that's a legitimate discussion and I think, concern at this point. It's not even a question anymore. It was a question this time last year. Yeah. It's a concern a calendar year later. But yet you look at it, these are the best players in the league right now. Celebrini, yes, he's a kid. He's phenomenal. He's crushing teams every night. McDavid's McDavid. Yeah. Draisaitl's Draisaitl. Bedard's top 5 in points. But if you look at the division, which is, again, what we continue to discuss with the Leafs and trying to get a read on what's going to happen with them the rest of the way. If you bottle what we've seen out of Matthews the last handful of games, and I think we all agree he's played really well. How many centers in the Atlantic are better than him at this level? Not 2 years ago, Matthews, and I'm talking about this year in particular, which means Barkov's hurt, so he's out of the conversation right now.
So let me name some. So Point?
No,
not this year.
Not this year. The way Point's been playing, although he's starting to cook a little bit.
Coming off the injury.
Yeah, but it didn't have a good start. Suzuki?
Yeah.
Who would you take?
For this year?
Johnny? Suzuki
Probably.
or Matthews based on this year's play?
That's
Game
a tough
tonight.
one.
Suzuki has been better than Austin Matthews this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if I were to take one of the two of them for next game, we'll give what I'm seeing like this past 10. I think I'd take Austin Matthews. I think the goal scoring and the physical play, I think it's still there. Not by a lot, but by a little. I'd still take Matthews.
I think I would. Stutzler or Matthews?
Austin.
Matthews. Yeah.
Austin for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dylan Larkin. Who takes Dylan Larkin?
Larkin's playing really well right now.
You'd still take Matthews, right?
Okay. And then
Yeah, but
in
I think
Boston,
that
who are we
Sam,
talking about?
Sam Bennett.
I'd take Austin during the regular season. During the playoffs,
Still,
no
I think
chance.
But I think, Noodles, what you're
I
getting
think-
at is like that we're having this conversation is weird, right?
I just, like, you're saying the names, and I've watched them all recently, Johnny. You know, we've seen them all live, all of that. It's just, it should be Matthews, but it's not. Now you're having this debate. Like, Tim Stutzler's taken another step this season. Like, he's shooting more, his face-offs. Now you see him, over 50%, that type of stuff. Like, so what's happening is these players now are maturing. They've matured, and now they aren't the 19-year-olds that we saw when Matthews was scoring 69 or whatever it was, 60.
Right.
These are guys now that are on. They've come into their own. They're right in their wheelhouse. So the gap has bridged because the players have grown up around him too. That's the one thing that I think is
basically
we're losing sight of.
Previously, it was always Austin or Nate McKinnon, Austin or Connor McDavid, Austin or Leon Draisaitl, Austin or Barkov. That was the conversation. It was not Austin or, no disrespect to Suzuki or Stutzler or any of those guys. Like, that's the tier below the tier above. And the question is, Austin is still a great, great player. But he's not in the top 4 or 5 guys in the league right now. He's not.
No,
he's down
again,
in that group below. And where he sits in that group, you can have that debate. He probably still sits toward the top of it. But he's in the second group, not the first group.
And to finish that point, if the Leafs have any ambition of winning something this year, he's got to get back to that top group, because Tavares John's going to be what he's going to be, and Nick Waugh, like, they don't have that second.
Well, and they're
third,
missing their other superstar now, right? Like, that guy's just gone.
in Marner, you mean? Yeah, I mean, they still have Willie, but you're right. Yeah, and Marner's not here, and like, again, you look at the division, and it's not that Point isn't a great player, he is, and it's not that there aren't other guys like Pasternak, who doesn't play center, who's phenomenal, Brady Tkachuk, etc. Yeah, and obviously if Barkov was healthy, it might be a different story. But you look at Edmonton, obviously McDavid's the king, but he's got Eichel in his division. He's got Carlson in his division. He's got Celebrini in his division. Like, he's got guys right on his tail that any given night, it's like, man, I'm in one tonight. Like, I'm in Vegas, I better cook, or Eichel's going to beat me tonight. If I'm in San Jose, Celebrini, like, Matthews should be salivating. Like, there is nobody in this division that can touch me when I play them.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't
But that's not
materialized.
Yeah,
It hasn't
that's
happened.
not, but that's where I keep coming back to is I still expect it, and I believe he should be there. And is it just a matter of time? That's the thing. Is it health? Is it timing? Is it the adjustment of not playing? I know, swear word, all of that, but Mitch's departure has left. Johnny, you talked about it. The
Jonas,
puck transporting, the passing. What? You go ahead.
Jonas, you tell me. Historically, Austin Matthews has scored at a higher rate without Mitch Marner at 5-on-5 than with. So we can talk about missing Mitch Marner, and I believe that on the power play for sure. For sure. But at 5-on-5, in a really large sample over the course of his entire career, Austin has scored at a greater rate without Mitch than with at 5-on-5.
But Mike, you would acknowledge that was a different player. Like, this is different, right?
Yeah, but then again, but then you're saying the variable is Austin, not Mitch. The variable is not that. Like,
can it be both?
Like, he would be better. Yeah, of course it's both. Of course it is. But you're like, which one is the larger? Is it Austin changing, or is it the roster changing, or is it also this system is different? This system is not the same that those guys lit the league on fire, got all their money, got all their points, were like the run and gun, up and down, rush chance, crush teams in the 5-on-5 numbers, eye test or whatever. It's not that group. That's not what they were last year either. Like, this is not a new phenomenon. This is a 2-year in the making thing. All on the guys to be better in the playoffs and more difficult to play against. And maybe that worked. Like, they were in Game 7 against the best team last year. The only team that got that team to Game 7. So maybe it did work in the playoffs. I don't know. But I do know that in the regular season, now it's been 2 years, it's been 110 games, that they don't generate the way we would like to think Austin Matthews would generate, no matter what you ask him to do. He doesn't do it in this system. And I think it's all those things. Yeah. It is him. It is his teammates who may have left. It is all those things combined that make him a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less. And all of a sudden, he's just great and not one of the best players in the world.
Yeah. Well, and listen, we'll see what comes of it as of tomorrow night. And he's got a long runway here the rest of the way, and the Olympic Games, obviously, where that's going to focus. There's going to be a lot of focus on him. He's likely. They haven't announced it, but I can't imagine.
Now, I don't want to start, but I would think, whether it's Austin or somebody else, that players will be unwilling to sit out if they're not 100% healthy because of the Olympics. And that, can you imagine if, whatever, OEL's got the bad ankle. Let's just say that for now. Not Austin and he makes the Olympic team. And he obviously would be better served by taking 3 weeks off. Obviously. But guys won't that around the league is going to be an interesting conversation because they want it so bad. These top players, I think teams will sort of be forced to let them go play even if they shouldn't, and probably forced to keep them in the lineup to keep their Olympic eligibility case going, even though maybe they shouldn't because they want it so bad. It is sort of an undercurrent that nobody would talk about. Would guys be better off not playing the Olympics physically for the regular season? The answer is going to be yes for a whole bunch of guys. And how many guys don't go? I bet there's almost nobody.
Yep, I think you're right. I think especially the older guys with a lot of miles on them.
Last year with Matthews, 4 Nations, but we talked about it.
Yep, probably should not have been there.
But bigger, but 1,000 times bigger.
Yeah, times 10. Yeah.
All right, Johnny, great stuff, buddy. We'll do it again early next week.
All right, fellas, have a good weekend. Stay warm. God, it's cold.
Yes. Oh, man, it's cold. I know. There he is, Mike Johnson, joining us on the Maple Toyota Hotline. Get in and go where adventures take you in a new 2025 Tacoma from Maple Toyota near Canada's Wonderland in the Maple Auto Mall. Visit mapletoyota.com. All right, Mark Shapiro's got a new 5-year extension. What's next? They built the building, right? The dome's been renovated. They built up Dunedin. They went to Game 7 of the World Series. What else does he have to do here?
Win the World Series.
There you go. All right. Maybe you answered it. End of discussion.
Yeah.
Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for. Don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul. Just tell them ain't laying low. You was never really rooting for me anyway.
All right, Mail It In Friday brought to you by Boston Pizza's NFL Game Day menu. Stop by your local BP for $7 touchdown pines, styled in shareables, and weekly prizing up for grabs. Football game days are better at BP. What a weekend of football we've got. Pats and the Bills. We've got the Packers, Broncos. We've got the Cowboys still fighting for their lives. Phillip Rivers possibly playing at the age of 44. So, yeah, a lot going on there. Obviously, Leafs Oilers tomorrow night. And the Blue Jays, this was kind of anticipated. I think it's been reported on, pretty extensively for a while now that Mark Shapiro was going to stick around. I think there was some debate if Shapiro might look at becoming the commissioner someday. I know his name had been linked to that, and Rob Manfred will not be there for long. But he signs a 5-year extension today. That's going to keep him here for over 15 years, presuming he makes it to the end. That's a long tenure.
Long tenure.
He got here basically when Shanahan and Masai got here. Masai a little bit before him, but not long. And Masai's gone, Shanahan's gone, and there's Mark Shapiro. He would have been. If you asked me,
won too.
Yes, and Masai won a championship. Exactly. If we had a draft 5 years ago, I'd say Masai won, clearly, after coming off the championship. Shanahan, too, clearly. Shapiro, a distant third in the survival draft. And he's still kicking and still the man. And you got to give him credit where credit's due, because obviously they had a great team this year. He did a really good job with the ballpark, like the investment they made. And I think if you're a fan, what you want to believe and what seems to be the case is he's got the ownership's ear to spend. Mm-hmm. That's what matters here. How he handles ticket holders and endorsement deals and big business and what they do with the clubhouse renovations, that doesn't affect you if you're a fan. Can you sell this program to free agents, and can you allow or force, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, the owner to spend money? And he appears to be doing that.
Let me ask you guys a question. Whose reputation benefited more from the World Series appearance? Shapiro or Vladdy?
Oh, great question.
Yeah, it is a great question. I'm going to say Vladdy, just because the player has to deliver when the chips are down. And he hasn't statistically had a great season the last couple years based on his expectations, correct?
Yeah, 100%. I think you're right. I'd go Vladdy because once they won the AL East, Shapiro's
locked.
Had his reputation had spiked. Mm-hmm. You know, getting to a World Series, 11th inning of a Game 7, it's a whole different category. But he also works in conjunction with Ross Atkins. Like, Atkins deserves credit, too.
Yeah, I guess
Vladdy's a one-man show in terms of what he's doing. Yeah, if you're talking the front office, it's close. But I think what Vladdy did was launch himself into a different category of clutch. Like, by the World Series, he was being compared to Kawhi in 19, like Doug Gilmour in 93.
Yeah.
You know, as one of the great playoff runs in the history of the city. I think you got to give it to the player.
I think I agree, and I think there's still probably a segment of the fan base that feels like it kind of all went right for the front office.
Like, they got to do it again.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. The fickle nature of a sports fan could not be more evident than what we've seen the last 24 months with this team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were talking about it like April, May. It's like, what's going to happen?
How does he survive? How does he stick around? Shapiro and Atkins, how are you going to keep these guys?
Decade and nothing.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden it's like, you get this, you get that. Everyone's happy. Keep going, keep moving, keep shaking. You got Jeff Passan reporting on ESPN that they might get both Tucker and Bichette. And if they do that, it's just this market is going to explode. If they sign one of them, this market will explode. If they sign both of them, which I will believe when I see, the cynic in me finds that very difficult to believe, but I want to believe it. It'd be great. This market will go absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
But you're also right. Like you said, everything went right. To start the season last year, did we think George Springer was going to do what he did this year?
Never.
All of a sudden,
never in a million years.
Addison Barger shows up. You know, Clement. My grizzled veteran, the 29-year-old. But you look at all. Shane Bieber shows up. Like, Trey Savage. This is everything fell into like this perfect wave. That's management, like it all going well, but you've got to follow it up. Where Vladdy's like, now there is a track record for Vladdy in the playoffs. So it's like the expectation, you got to get there again. Like,
that's right. The bar's been set with him. Like, that is a good point. Like, he had such a magical run that now you've established yourself as a clutch player. You were born for this moment. Those are his words, not mine. That if and when you get back, you've got to continue it. But I think what that World Series also established was like the ghost of Anthopoulos just left town. Like, because it was always hanging around Shapiro and Atkins. Understandably so. He left and won a World Series in Atlanta. And since he left, they hadn't won a playoff game. And those were his teams in 15 and 16. And Shapiro and Atkins didn't deserve any credit for what they did in 15 and 16 because it was Anthopoulos that did basically everything. Them getting to the playoffs, and now him signing this new deal, Shapiro, and I have to believe Atkins is not far behind. Like Ross, I don't know exactly what his contract is, but I don't think it's a long-term. There's long-term security, and I think Schneider the same thing. The last 12 months have allowed, like, the Anthopoulos Beeston era. It's like, it was a great one. Good for you. We love you. Alex is the easiest guy to root for, Canadian guy. but it's gone. It's left. And the Shapiro and Atkins era, in a way, got like a new start, right, because of a playoff run, and deservedly so. Like they put the pieces together for a team that had the greatest run in 30 years. Mm-hmm. You deserve all the accolades in the world.
Yeah.
But now you got to do it again. Now you got to get back. You got to keep going, because if you sink or if it drops, people will challenge you on that, which is natural, because I think if you're a fan of this team, you deserve for them to get to that next level. Right? It's been over 30 years since they won. They did not win the World Series.
To your point about Tucker and Bichette, like, you just be capitalizing on all the momentum, right? Like, the country has never been more hyped for the Jays ever. Like, I guess back in the 90s. But, like, it's a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, think about what they accomplished this year. 10 home playoff dates. 10. Like, they made a fortune, man. A fortune. That's 45,000 tickets. Times 10, plus suites, plus merchandise,
and
plus
tickets at like an insane market.
An insane rate with every game and every series going up and up and up.
Let me ask you guys a personal question. During the run, did you at all buy any swag or any type of stuff?
I did. I bought stuff for my wife and kids. I bought one shirt that I have not worn and I never will wear. It was such a stupid purchase.
What was it?
It was like an ALCS throwback. Remember in 93 or 92 or 93 where they had the tickets? I think it was against the Phillies. I think it was in 93.
I had that shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone had that shirt. Everyone as a kid had that shirt. And I saw it, and it was a replicate of that. I think I want to say, maybe it was the World Series. Maybe it was with the Dodgers. It must have been. And I bought it. It's cheap, and it's boxy, and it's just a terrible shirt. And I bought it, and I'll never wear it. I will never wear it. I've already tucked it away in a different room. It's never going to be in the rotation. Like, I will give it away to somebody in about 10 years because I'll forget I had it. But I bought my wife a hoodie. I bought my kids stuff. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I bought in for sure.
Everybody, for the most part, within reason, did something. Bought a hat, bought a jersey. My son, my wife, you guys know Steph, from here, grew up a Jays fan. Had to go get our son and daughter jerseys. Who did you want? Calling from Sport Check. Well, we want Vladdy on the back. I said, I don't know. Do you want Bo? Do you want, like, that was the argument. Do you want George? Like, and that's what was cool. But those weren't cheap. Like, they're getting rinsed, $180 for a jersey or whatever it was. I don't 100%. Even know. So the amount of money they made, and again, on their merch, on can you imagine the concessions?
The beer?
It was crazy what was going on. Because the games, man, they were all on the weekends.
Yeah.
Do you know how much, how more beneficial that is to sales when you're playing on a Friday night, Saturday night? Every game was a long weekend, Sunday night. Like, they played the Yankees. It was Saturday, Sunday, beautiful weather. Afternoon, dome open. Mm-hmm. Then they played the Mariners, and it was Sunday, Monday of Thanksgiving. Crazy. Everyone's in the mood. The World Series games were all on the weekend. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it was an amazing run, and it shook out that way, and they earned it. Like, that's what happens. You go on a run, you win games, you make money. No one's disputing that. And to the credit of ownership, they have put the money back in. And if they are willing to give Kyle Tucker a massive contract, which is likely what it's going to cost to get him, they're going to more than likely be the second highest payroll in the game. Now, we'll see what the Mets do the rest of the way. We'll see what the Yankees do the rest of the way. You're not going to catch the Dodgers. The Dodgers are at like $360 million or something like that. But the Jays, they could creep up over $300 million, especially if they sign both guys. And if you do that, what more can you say? You have to have an appreciation for that, because the ownership, you couldn't completely pocket the money, but they could have handed out a mandate. Like, we had a great run. We made a lot. We've got a good team. You don't have to make crazy changes. They're going to open up the checkbook, and I think if you're a fan, that's what you want. And you're hopeful, again, that Mark Shapiro is going to poke and prod and make sure that happens.
Well, didn't we used to hear the word budget around this team sometimes?
Mm-hmm. And there still is a budget within reason.
But it's act like a big market team.
Right. Well, that's J.P. Ricciardi, other guys back in the day, Gordash, kind of complain off the record. What do you want me to do? I can't spend with the Yankees and the Red Sox, and now they can, and it appears as if they will. All right, Dear Hazy B coming up, best bets as well. OverDrive continues, TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, Best Bets powered by FanDuel. Make your picks and assemble a same-game parlay in seconds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Anytime touchdown scores this Sunday, Josh Allen gets into the end zone. Looks like it could be crazy snow, kind of like what the Bills just played in last week. He loves the snow. Loves the snow. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown, and George Pickens, anytime touchdown. George is going to redeem himself, right? After last week, he was getting called out. Richard Sherman, not happy with him. He wasn't happy with Sherman. Pickens anytime, Allen anytime. That parlay paying plus 330. Best Bets powered by FanDuel. Same game parlays now available for every NHL game and NFL game on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Please play responsibly, 19 plus. Physically located in Ontario. Okay, so we've got Leafs Oilers tomorrow night. Busy time of year, right? Busy time of year. I was actually offered a chance to go down to the game tomorrow. We've got a neighborhood Christmas party, so that's a priority. Nice. Great, got to be there, right, Jonas?
That's tough. I think that's okay. Like McDavid on a Saturday night, like you're okay to leave.
Well, here's my Dear Hazy B. I'll supply it to you guys.
Let's do it.
You guys, okay? Dear Hazy B, obviously brought to you by Boston Pizza's NFL Game Day menu. Stop by your local BP for a $7 touchdown, pine-styled and shareables, and weekly prizing up for grabs. Football game days, better at BP. How do you get out of the Christmas party with McDavid in town? You get offered premium seats Saturday night. Tristan Jarry possibly making his debut as an Oiler. What a night.
Yeah.
Tell me. You guys, tell me. How do I get out? Jonas,
Can I go first?
Yeah,
Jonas,
please do.
Jonas,
Please do.
Okay. I'm going first. You just say McDavid's in town, Tristan Jarry's first start.
Tristan Jarry's first start. That's going to be the selling point?
No, McDavid in town. McDavid and Draisaitl in town one time a year.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Like, we'll see you next year or whatever. Plan it better. Plan it on a Friday or plan it on a Sunday. I don't care. Like, I'm sorry, McDavid's in town. Like, people know you. You talk for a living and you talk sports. If you go, hey, I got tickets to the Oiler game, and they're here once a year, and the Leafs are, trying to get on a roll here.
I got better.
Trying to get on a roll here is probably not going to land.
TSN wants me to go down to the game. I'm sorry.
Yeah? Okay, so we'll have sports on after the game. Are you coming up with Masters? Are you coming up? Like, when are you doing your Sports Center hit?
We'll see. Plans change.
Okay, I got bumped.
Monday at 4.
Just don't get caught on the Jumbotron.
I got bumped. Sorry, guys. I got bumped.
Yeah.
I don't think listen, it's a great party. It's our really close friends. We love everyone. It's going to be a great time. I want that to be on the record. I made the right choice. I can't wait to be at the Christmas party.
Get out of here.
But
I think there's a class of, don't you think, Noodles?
Well, that's a mandatory that the game's got to be on.
Well, yeah, but I just think there's a class of player where it's,
Tristan Jarry counts. I love how Noodles trying to sell Tristan Jarry's first start.
What I'm saying is, if you walk into that party and the TV has the fake fire setting on it, are you going to throw a glass at it, or what are you going to do?
Hey, listen, it's a festive time of year. It's the most wonderful time of the year, right, Jonas? Sometimes you got to make sacrifices. I'm okay with the fireplace channel. It does set a tone.
I do like it.
I mean, I will. As stupid as it is, the fireplace channel is actually because it crackles, right? Like if it's on mute, then you're like, but if you have it like volume on, you're like, man, it's toasty.
Have you ever done the Sunset channel?
Love it.
Love it. Yeah.
Phenomenal channel.
See you're in trouble if the fireplace channel is on and some idiot is standing next to it trying to warm up.
Yes.
That's when you know that somebody's been overserved. I'm going to stand by the fire. It's a TV, you dope.
That's when exactly. Maybe there's edibles in play, and you're like, someone's got to leave.
Exactly.
You're not allowed to be here anymore. That's not actually a real fire. On the wall.
Yeah. On the wall.
But this is a big one because it is Christmas party time, and you've got some big games. You got McDavid here. You got on Tuesday Joe Bowen being honored down at Scotiabank. That's going to be amazing. With Bedard in town, right? Tuesday night, you can sneak in a Christmas party. You get down to the game. Bedard's only here once. That's the problem with the last few games. Celebrini's only here once. McDavid's only here once. Bedard's only here once. Can we get one of these guys, maybe a couple of these guys to the Eastern Conference, right? Like Sid's going to be here in a week and a half. Is that his first game in Toronto? Yeah. They played one in Toronto, one in Pitt. I think this will be his second time here this season. But I'm going down to that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Can't miss Sid, right?
No.
Got to see Sid.
Can't miss Sid.
All right.
Well,
I'm not sure if we accomplished anything here.
I think you
you got to go.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you definitively it's not going to happen. And I'm happy with that.
Yes.
No, you're not.
I'm very excited. I can't wait. Fireplace channel.
Are you ever the host?
We've hosted get-togethers. We haven't thrown like a party in a while.
Because I feel like you would not love people coming into your.
Not generally my wheelhouse. You know, like that's why a little get-together, I find more comfortable with a little get-together. You start throwing the party word gets thrown out there, then it's got a different atmosphere to it. Doesn't it, Jonas?
Yeah, it's uncontrollable.
It's very uncontrollable. And you got to choose. Do you have the kids there? Do you not have the kids? Right? That's another whole dynamic. Yeah. We've got one of those coming up. Kid's not going to be there, so that's a completely different dynamic altogether. Anyway, all right, there you go. Dear Hazy B.
See you at the game.
Love it.
I might see you down there, Jonas. Great seeing you, Jonas.
Thanks, boys.
All right, Noodles. Enjoy yourself in Minnesota. Good luck to the Sens tomorrow. Thanks to everyone behind the scenes for helping out. We appreciate it. Everyone for tuning in today, TV, radio, podcast, web, and up on YouTube Live. Every show up on TSN's YouTube channel. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy your weekends. We're back Monday at
4 p.m.
We'll chat then.
We'll chat.